Learn how to install guitar tuning machines next at Plank and Plane. To get started, I traced the headstock from the blueprint and marked the positions of the tuning machines on the tracing paper. I then taped the tracing paper to the headstock by cutting 3 small holes in the tracing paper, putting masking tape over the holes, and sticking the paper to the headstock. Now that I have the position of the tuning machines accurately located on the headstock, I can take an awl and mark where the holes for the tuning machines will be. And now that the tuning machine locations are marked, I can remove the tracing paper from the headstock. Something that I forgot to mention was that I put masking tape on the face of the headstock over the positions where the holes will be drilled, and that's just to prevent any splintering when I drill the holes. And that tape I put on before I mark the positions with the awl, and this tape will stay on there until I'm done drilling the holes. The tuning machines that I bought for this guitar are from Stuart McDonald, and they're the Gotoh brand. That's spelled G-O-T-O-H, and at the time that I made this video they were $7.80 a piece, so they're not the economy tuners. They're about a low to mid price tuner, but they're pretty good quality considering the price. Now I'm ready to drill the holes for the tuning machines. I'll do that on the drill press. I've put just a riser block here on my drill press table just to get the headstock up high enough to compensate for the angle of the headstock so it doesn't bump on the edge of the table. And I'm using a brad point bit, and I'll set the depth of that bit just so the point of the bit goes through the back of the headstock. I don't want to go all the way through because I don't want to splinter the headstock. The way I'll drill it is to drill through from the front so the point just penetrates through the back. Then I'll flip the headstock over, and then where that point came through the back, then I'll drill through the back, and that way I'll prevent any splintering. One thing I should mention is the diameter of the drill bit, and that's going to be specific to the tuning machine that you buy, and it'll specify that with the tuning machine that you get. With mine, there's the hole that the shaft of the tuning machine goes through the face of the headstock, and then there's another hole on the back of the headstock where a small wood screw goes into the tuning machine to hold it in place and keep it from moving. But as I said, those will be specified with instructions with the tuning machines that you buy. And right here you can see the 3 small holes where the brad point just pierced through the back of the headstock. Now I'll drill through the back of the headstock to complete the holes. That came out good. 4 nice, cleanly cut holes for the tuning machines. Now that the holes are drilled, I can remove the protective tape from the face of the headstock. Now I'll put the tuning machines in the headstock. These are fairly tight fitting. You may find you need to go back to the drill press and run the bit back through the holes a little bit to just slightly increase the diameter so the tuners will fit in. Just be careful that you don't splinter out either the face or the back of the headstock when you do this. I'm aligning the tuning machines now, and the way that I want them to be is to have the shaft of each tuning machine at a 90-degree angle to the center line of the guitar. Next, each tuning machine gets a flat washer and a threaded bushing. Now I'm getting the tuning machines aligned with the center line of the guitar, and I just want to spend a little bit of time to get them aligned, and I'm just doing this by eye. On the back side of each tuning machine there's a small tab with a hole that a wood screw gets placed in to keep the machine from rotating. And now that I have the machines aligned, I'll mark those holes to be drilled with an awl. I'll drill these holes with my cordless drill, and I'll put a piece of tape on the drill bit to mark the depth of the hole that I want to drill, because I do not want to go through the face of the headstock. This is a really small diameter bit, and I'm not drilling very deeply, so it's easy to drill. I'm just keeping the drill bit perpendicular to the back of the headstock. Now I'll mount the tuning machines in the headstock with the wood screws, and even though I'm putting those in here now, I will have to remove them one more time in order to put the finish on the guitar. First, I'll get the tuning machines in the headstock and get them fairly closely aligned to where I want them. It's easy to lose all these small parts, so I'm putting them in a bowl so I can keep track of them. Now I'll install the flat washers and the threaded bushings. And now I'll install the wood screws. And now that the wood screws are all tightened up, I'll tighten up the bushings. The bushings need to be snug. Just be careful not to over tighten because they are very fine threaded material and it would be easy to strip them out. The socket slipped off the bushing a couple times. Just be careful when you do this that you don't mar up the surface of the bushing or the flat washer. You don't want the appearance of it to be scratched up. Now I'll check the wood screws one more time just to make sure that they're still snug. And now the tuning machines are installed. Here's a close-up of the back of the headstock. And here's a view of the front. In the next episode of plankandplane.com, I'll be making the bridge. And you'll see how I take this piece of rough sawn rosewood and make it into a finished bridge. Go to plankandplane.com and subscribe, and you'll get access to the free downloads page, which has a variety of downloadable woodworking plans. Also, by subscribing, you'll be notified when the next video airs. Thanks for watching.